Well, I'm Fern Eddy Schultz. Well, I loved school from the very beginning. From first grade on, I loved school. I went to school with my brothers even before I went to school myself. They would take me to school with them. So, and LaPorte High School was an exceptionally fine school as it is today. Well, I wanted to be a school teacher. I was very much interested in business classes, shorthand and typing, and of course I took both of those classes. But before I graduated, my mother got cancer, and my dad didn't want me to go away to school, and so I stayed home, took care of Mom while she was ill. And I never did get back to going to college, but I had good opportunities for work, and all my workaday life I worked as a secretary, which I guess today they call them different than secretaries. But I was always really lucky to have good jobs with, I worked for the federal government, I worked for the state government, almost all my workaday life, and enjoyed every minute of it. And I worked at Kingsbury Ordnance Plant during the Korean War for 11 years, and that was an experience in itself. And then I worked at the employment office, affectionately called the employment office. Most people call it the unemployment office, but it was really the Indian Employment Security Division. I worked here in LaPorte up until I retired at the employment office. And then I decided to volunteer at the Historical Society, and I've been here ever since. Oh my, that's hard. It's been a few years ago, first of all, but my whole 4 years, and we had 4 years at that time, I went to high school on Harrison Street, at what now is Boston Middle School, but we had 4 years of high school, and I don't know, I just enjoyed everything at school. I had great teachers, and still have some good friendships with a lot of the graduates. Of course, we're gradually disappearing. We're getting a little bit older, so we're gradually passing away, but I did enjoy our reunions. I always thought it was nice when I had reunions, but we discontinued those because of the lack of attendance. So I miss that, but there's still quite a few of the former graduates living here around this area, and a number of them come to my presentations when I give them, and come to our meetings. They're members of a society here, and so I still see them, and it's kind of nice to reminisce with them over some of the things that went on when we were in high school. High school's different today than it was then, a lot different, but we just had an enjoyable time, and I don't know of any bad information at all that I could ever say about LaPorte High School. Where did I grow up? I grew up right where I am today. I still live in the same house where I lived from the day I was born, which is something that most people can't say.
Yeah.
I live halfway between here and Michigan City on Johnson Road. I'm right at the borderline of Cool Spring and Center Township, so because of that, I went to Center Township School, which is part of LaPorte school system now. Otherwise, I would have gone to Michigan City School. But I've always said I had the best of two areas, because my dad's folks were Michigan City people, Cool Spring Township. My mother's were LaPorte Center Township. So we're kind of back and forth between both places. I probably know as much about Michigan City as I know about LaPorte because of being where I am. I live in the same house I lived in when I was growing up, and hopefully I'll continue to live there till I die. I'm looking forward to staying there anyway. We probably knew everybody in the county at the time when I was growing up because it was a whole different way of life then. We didn't have all the subdivisions and everybody owned more property. They were farmers. My dad was a farmer. He knew everybody. He played in bands in the county, and so he was well acquainted with all over the county. And I was just telling somebody the other day that he was a very active member in the Odd Fellows, so he knew a lot of the business people, and so we kind of grew up knowing everybody in the county. It wasn't just your neighbors, but you know. Today you don't know your neighbor, and a lot of times you don't even know who's living next door to you, because everybody lives a different life today. But it was, yeah, I kind of like living where I live, and having grown up there. It's really nice to be where you always were. LaPorte County means everything to me. This is my county, after all. I love LaPorte County, and there's so much history here that people don't know, and I'm trying to share what I know about it. And I think that people should know about where they live. If you don't know about where you live, you really don't know about yourself. And that's why I think a lot of people have gotten interested in genealogies, because they're trying to find out about themselves. And that's good. So I try to help people as much as I can with their histories, and anything that their families work. A lot of the factories, a lot of the places that were in business are not here any longer, and people are interested in what maybe their grandfather worked at some factory that's no longer here. I like to tell them about that factory and when it came here and what they did, and acquaint them with their relatives. So, oh yeah, this is my county, and I love it. It's kind of funny in the first place for you to say a Slicer graduate. I'm a LaPorte County high school graduate. Mm-hmm. We didn't refer to it as a Slicer school at that time. I still say I'm a LaPorte High School graduate. Every time I think about it, I say I'm a Slicer graduate, but I don't think about that because that was not the way it was when I was there. But, oh yeah, I'm proud of having gone to LaPorte High School. And I'm proud of the education that's been offered there. I think it is one of the better schools in the state of Indiana. Maybe in the United States, I don't know, but I'm a loyal graduate of LaPorte High School. Oh, I'm very proud of what's happened here at the Historical Society and the library. It's always been my dream to share everything that I know with everybody, and this has been really a good opportunity for me to do that. I've learned a lot about our county myself by having been involved with the Historical Society and with the Indiana Historical Society. I've been county historian since 1991. And if you visit the research library here, you'll see my name on just about everything because I've indexed just about everything that's possible. So I like to just make it as easy for people coming in here to research as possible, and for them to be able to find things that they wouldn't ordinarily know that was even in existence. And I'm very well acquainted with the things here, and I can point them to where they can go. I know pretty much of everything in most of these books, and if you have a question, I can pretty well tell you which book to go to find the answer. So I'm pretty proud of what I can help people do, and I'd like for them to take advantage of what I know, because I don't think they're going to find that in a lot of places. So I just invite anybody who has an interest in LaPorte County history and wants to know, come on in. Oh my. I'm president of Pine Lake Cemetery Association, have been for a number of years, and that's probably the biggest cemetery in LaPorte County. I'm very proud of the cemetery. We have lots of good records for people doing research, and I think I know a lot about helping people find things in the cemetery. Besides it being, we have good records. Besides that, we have a beautiful place, and I always say it's park-like, and we're very proud of our cemetery. I'm the founding president of the LaPorte County Genealogical Society, and I'm still on the board of directors with that organization. I'm a member of the Indiana Pioneers, have been for years, based on my mother's family. I'm a member of a number of other organizations like the VFW, the American Legion, and I belong to numerous historical and genealogical organizations outside the county of LaPorte based on my family that I'm researching. And I'm very proud to be a longtime member of the Indiana Historical Society. I don't even know how many years I've been involved there, but it's been a long time, and I'm very proud of that organization as well. I'm appointed to the position of county historian by the Indiana Historical Society and the Indiana Historical Bureau. I think a lot of people think I'm a paid employee either of the Indiana Historical Society or LaPorte County government, but everything I do is on a volunteer basis. I don't get paid for anything I do. I just like doing it. Mm-hmm. And I think some people misinterpret what my job is. They think I'm an employee here at the museum, but I'm not. But I live here. This is my second home, and I'm pretty much stated I love it here as well as I do my home. I guess it's kind of second nature to me to come here at a daily basis and help people. I've got several things going right now. I have a hard time keeping at one thing because of my feeling is that when people come in here to research, they're my first and foremost. So I have to quit everything I'm doing to help them. So as a result, I get this started and this started and this started, and then I have people, and sometimes things get a little bit behind times. But I try to respond to anybody's requests through email and take care of the people in here. Those are my primary responsibilities. And particularly people who come in from out of town, because I know they're not going to have a lot of time to be here and can't come back tomorrow. So I just kind of try to do the best I can with my time, but I tell you honestly, it gets spread pretty thinly sometimes. And then I'm also the editor of the Historical Society's quarterly newspaper, and that takes a little extra time too to put that together every quarter. But I've done that since 1989, so I guess I can still do it for another year or so. I think I probably told you more than you wanted to know.